Hey everybody, Rabu Gary, I'm back. All right, and so I want to now take the time to introduce you guys to the end game. Not the movie, the end game. You know, I like sci-fi movies, but not the movie, the end game. The end game, in my opinion, as it pertains to long-term income. Now, make no mistake about it. You know, if you come to our video, you've seen many of our other investment strategies that we have in place. Right now money, okay? As I mentioned before, folks are making 100 to 20 grand a day, okay? And that's some good right now money. And if you do the right thing, that could take care of you for some years, okay? But one thing we all understand, this planet that we live in, we've heard this before, they're not building any more land. And when you think about that, you think about the real estate market. Now, I'm not talking real estate by being a real estate agent, by flipping properties, by repairing, you know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the superior part of real estate when you're talking notes. I remember like it was yesterday, I was at Ty Lopez's home. If you don't know who Ty Lopez is, look him up. We were in New York on a penthouse home, and I met a gentleman named Ahmed Hazel. And we were talking about goals, because for those who know me, I give a course that we talk about goals all the time. And he basically asked me what was my goals. And at that time, I said, you know, next year I want to own 30 rental properties. And he looked me in the eye and he said, why would you own doorbells when you can own paper? And I didn't understand what he meant by that. But he went on to talk to me about how powerful and how much money you can make investing in non-performing mortgage notes. And I'm fairly intelligent. I've traveled the world. I've sat on boards on Wall Street. I've been recognized by 2 United States presidents. I'm fairly educated. I have 2 degrees. You know, I've learned a little bit about a little bit. You know, at the end of the day, we all probably know 1% of something. But I believe I'm kind of well read. But I never heard of mortgage notes. And he started to educate me on mortgage notes. And he became a mentor of mine. And with all the money we're making through the other investment opportunities you saw, we're making a lot of money. The end game is mortgage notes. Now, is it required that you go through our other investment opportunities to get the mortgage notes? No. But if you need the capital so you can engage in mortgage notes, I recommend that. But if you have the capital now and the time, and you're looking to literally retire and put some generational income in place, I would get involved in mortgage notes. Now, some of you will go online, you'll Google or you'll YouTube mortgage notes. You'll see all these gurus that'll charge you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for a course to teach you how to do mortgage notes. And then they tap you on your little derriere and say, okay, go get them, cowboy, cowgirl. Our gentleman has to connect. When we learn mortgage notes from him and his wife, we get them from him and his wife. That's different than taking a course and someone saying, hey, go figure it out. We get them because we're students. It's amazing. And so I'm going to go over what mortgage notes means and give a little bit of education, but we'll have another video that'll dovetail on this video where you can hear from Ahmad and Rochelle themselves. And they'll really go into a little bit more detail. Okay, but for educational purposes, from my point of view, what I've learned, I want you to see how this could be powerful. As you're making all of this money in our other investment components, mortgage notes will be your end game. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, I'll mute my video because you guys won't need to see me. All right, here we go. United Investors Global International. We're going to talk about private banking secrets. That's Ahmad Hazel right there, profiting from non-performing mortgage notes. This gentleman is the guy. Okay, and he's helped so many people. You know, he's crisscrossed this country and helped a lot of people become extremely successful by what he and his wife have learned. Now, let's talk a little bit about mortgage notes. The ultimate end game. Now, let's paint a picture for you. Family buys a house, bank makes money. I think we all can agree with that. Husband and wife both work hard to pay their mortgage and enjoy their home. Okay, the bank makes money. And some of you can relate. You're working hard every day. You're going in and out, whether you own a business, whether you're in direct sales, whether you're in corporate America, whatever. But you're working to pay for that mortgage, and that bank makes money. Now, in some economies, you know, even now it's a tough economy with what's going on, but you know, the economy always goes up and down. But you might find yourself in an economy where you might lose your job or your source of income, and you can no longer pay your mortgage. Then what happens? You see it, the bank has to make a decision. Okay? Let's say the economy starts to suffer and thousands of families can't pay their mortgage. Does this sound familiar? Well, we could go back to 2008. Maybe we could talk about now. But what happens in that instance? Now these banks have a lot of bad debt on their books. You know, banks have trillions of dollars of non-performing mortgage notes, okay, or bad debt that they have to sell. They can't hold it by SEC law. They got to sell it by banking law. Okay, they got to sell it. They got to get rid of it. They can't hold on to it. So what happens? These banks sell millions of dollars of portfolios of non-performing notes to private investors. Okay, and here's an example. This is a simple example. You're a bank of whatever, and you sell a $30 million portfolio of non-performing mortgage notes to a private investor. What does that private investor do with those performing notes, non-performing notes? Well, they sell them. And they sell them at discounts sometimes, if you have an N. They sell them to their partners. You know, they have other investors. There's a small group. They're not a large group. They don't come a dime a dozen like a real estate broker or mortgage broker. No. They're very, very small, like handful small in the United States. They sell them to their clients who normally will buy a huge portfolio for them, or they'll break that portfolio down in pieces. They sell them to people that their clients refer to them. Or better yet, they sell them to students at a huge discount. And who are the students? You and I. See, we have an opportunity that's unprecedented right now. We're going to get taught, trained. We have an opportunity to take a course at a small fee compared to the return of your investment by some of the best to ever do it in this arena. How do the members of United Investment Groups get their hands on a discounted mortgage? Okay, that's the $1 million answer, or the $1 million question. We connect with Ahmad Hazel and his wife through Private Banking Secrets. Now, when we take the course and become a student, we secure non-performing notes at a discount, at a huge discount. Now, I'm direct and I'm always honest. And I'll say it to you right now, and I'll even pull up my camera when I say it. I don't make one red penny when you take the course. Not one red penny. Not one. The course is for you. The course is to help change the face of success. The course is to help you secure as many mortgage notes as possible so you can control. This is like Monopoly. And when will you get another chance like this? I don't know. Will ever another chance like this come about? Because of the relationship I have with Ahmed and his wife, Rochelle, we now have connections with them. So you can join their webinars. You can go to their site. You can register for the course. You can pay for the course. The only reason that this is going to be tracked is whoever takes the course, I'll think of something special for our group. I don't know what it is, but we want to know who's taking the course. Okay, because when big things come about and other big investments come about, we'll know who to go talk to, okay, first. And that's important. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share. Okay, now that my screen share stopped, I want to give you a real scenario on how this could work for you. Because you're hearing, okay, mortgage notes, what does this mean to me? How do I benefit? How do I make money? Here's the scenario. You ready? I want to look at you when I explain this to you, because when you get this, it'll blow your mind. So let's say you purchased a home, let's say in Middle America, for about $400,000. Okay, you purchased a home for $400,000. And again, you find yourself on hard times. You lose your job, what have you. You know, you typically can't pay. So what's going to happen, it depends on the states. Most cases, the mortgage servicer is going to reach out to you because some investor or maybe a bank may own that mortgage. Now, they're going to reach out to you and basically say, hey, you need to pay, or maybe we'll go into foreclosure. Now, while you're becoming now a non-performing mortgage note because you can't pay your mortgage. And so an investor like Ahmed and a small group of major players like him, power brokers, what I like to call them, they get to buy a portfolio of thousands of people from banks and those folks can't pay their mortgage. Now, the goal is to hopefully keep a person in the house. That's the big deal. So they buy this portfolio, big giant portfolio, and they break it up. And they typically sell it to power brokers or people, maybe individuals, maybe, that's a clue for the students. And let's say that house is worth $400,000. And let's just say for example purposes, that bank has to get rid of that note. And when the brokers buy this big portfolio, your $400,000 note was thrown in there for, let's say, $50,000. And so I'm a student of the class. I now buy your $400,000 mortgage for $50,000. Hypothetical. Now, I have a job now to collect the mortgage from you because I'm the bank now. I own that mortgage. Now, I'm not going to call you and collect the mortgage. What I'm going to do, and you get taught this, I'll connect with the mortgage servicing company that's normally sending you your bill. And we're going to work out, we'll do a remodification, we'll put a workout together, we'll put something that you guys are probably familiar with. We'll put a workout together. You'll never know who I am because you'll be working with your mortgage servicing company. And some of you own homes, you received a letter before, hey, just want to let you know your mortgage was sold to ABC Investment Group. That happens all the time. Well, now you're in distress. So I'm going to have a conversation with the mortgage servicing company and say, okay, I know the house is worth $400,000. I know their mortgage is $3,000 a month. And they can't pay $3,000. They can't afford $3,000 because something happened. So I'll let the mortgage servicing company know, okay, let's drop them down to, let's say, $2,000. So you fill out paperwork. You let them know why you can't, afford your mortgage. So we got to document all this stuff. Okay. And we lower it down for you now for $2,000. You're head over heels. $2,000. Heck yeah. And we say, look, don't worry about the rears. Everything you missed at the back end, don't worry about it. Now, you don't know that I just purchased your mortgage for $50,000. It's still a $400,000 mortgage. I just purchased it for $50,000 because it's part of that portfolio. Got me? So now you're paying your mortgage to the mortgage servicing company, but it's coming directly to me because I'm the bank now. You're paying $2,000 a month to me because I'm the bank. Well, after 2 years, I pretty much made my money back. But it's still a 30-year mortgage. After 2 years, I pretty much secured my mortgage. I made $48,000, so I pretty much made my money back that I paid out of pocket. But you're still paying on that mortgage for 20 years. And I'll make $2,000 a month for 20 years. But I paid $50,000 for it. Now, when I reach out to you, we may say, hey, let's break it down to $2,000 and see if you could afford that. We'll work our way back up to $3,000. That might be our negotiation. Or maybe not. I just keep you at $2,000 for the lifetime of that mortgage. Let's do some math on that. So let's say it's $2,000 for the next 20 years. Once you hear this, pull out the calculator. Some of you are great at math. You probably already figured it out. So $2,000 a month times 12, that's $24,000 a year times 20. That's $480,000. Do you think my family could benefit from an extra $2,000 a month off of one property? I don't have to fix a doorknob. I don't have to fix a refrigerator. I don't have to kick out a tenant. No, you're paying your mortgage on your home, but I'm the bank. That's amazing. But I spent $50,000? That's a retirement plan. That's a pension. That's a 401k. That's some stock options. But I paid $50,000 for it. But here's another scenario. Let's say for whatever reason, you just can't pay it. And you're ready to walk away from the house. So there's another strategy that you'll learn. And of course, we do a deed in lieu. So I call you and say, hey, James, because I've already purchased your mortgage. It's now either I'm going to collect from you so I can get paid forever until it's over, or let's get you out the house. So I said, look, man, I'll give you an extra $10,000, $20,000. Don't worry about the mortgage. You walk away. Maybe you're at a point where you want to downsize. You were trying to get away. Maybe you needed some startup capital to go do something else. We negotiate. I give you maybe $20,000. You walk away from that house. I spent $50,000. I gave you $20,000. That's $70,000 out of pocket. I now own that mortgage. I sell it for $400,000. Well, the house is worth $400,000. I sell it for $300,000. Who cares? So I can move it fast. I made $230,000 just like that. Or the worst case scenario, we have to go to foreclosure. Then I have to secure an attorney. Okay? I'll probably have to pay high-end $10,000 to secure an attorney. So I'm out of pocket $50,000. I pay high-end $10,000. And we got to get you out the house. And let's say we're in a state where it takes maybe a year to get you out the house. So my $60,000 is held up for a year. Okay? It's held up in a piece of property. We finally get you out the house. Maybe, we get you out the house, and now the house is mine. I put it on the market. Maybe it needs some repairs to get the top dollar out of it, because maybe you jacked up the house like some people do when they know they're going to get kicked out. Or let's say I just take it as is and put it on the market. Heck, it was appraised at $400,000. How bad could you have jacked up the house, whether you burned it down or something? And if you did, then I get the insurance money. You get the point? When you own the paper, you own the game. I hope everybody got those scenarios. We could negotiate a mortgage. I get paid mortgage for the next 20 years or wherever you own that mortgage. We could do a deed in lieu. We pay you, you walk away. Unfortunately, we have to go to foreclosure. We get the house in our possession. We can then rent it out or sell it. I'm not renting it out personally. We sell it. But my investment was so small because I was connected. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And we're all now connected. And so this is just another one of our investment strategies. And I'm excited that you have an opportunity to partake in investing with us. It's amazing. And so whether you invest with us with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, that's the new now. Okay, not the future, but the now. Or you invest with us here in our mortgage brokers, and our unperforming mortgage space. Doesn't matter where you start. But I'm excited for you. So get back with the person who invited you. Let them know what you want to do. Again, we don't do the sales. We don't do the marketing. We don't have to do any of that. We're investors. We're letting our money work for us through various ways that are guaranteed to put some money in our pocket. Now nothing's guaranteed, but darn it, we're pretty close to it. And as we started off, one of our investment opportunities, one's very high risk, and there's moderate risk. And if you get your hand on some mortgage notes, there's risk, but the risks are in your favor, especially when you can get them at such a discounted rate because you're a student of Ahmad Hazel and Rochelle Hazel. And I'm glad that they brought us in. And so with that, I'm going to say bye for now and look forward to chatting to you guys later on.